they face challenges. In today's episode, we will be exploring the fascinating world of bioplastics, a greener alternative to conventional plastics. What are they made of? How can they help the environment?
And what challenges do we still need to overcome? Stay with us as we uncover all of this and more with a very special guest expert joining us today.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to our podcast. Before we dive into today's discussion, let us introduce ourselves. We are foundation students from University Putra Malaysia. My name is Lee Cheng Han.
And I am Norifa Kasrina binti Anwar. Today, we have a very interesting topic to explore, which is bioplastic in our daily life.
That's right. And to make today's discussion even more insightful, we have a special guest with us. Please welcome Dr. Shafiza.
Thank you, Dr. Shafiza, for joining us today. To start off, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself and perhaps share your educational background with our listeners?
Sure. Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Shafiza Sobri. I am currently a senior lecturer in the Department of Chemical and Environmental Engineering, University Putra Malaysia, and I have been working in the department for 20 years. I am also the coordinator for Master in Environmental Engineering program, which is a master coursework program offered by the department. My research interest is in the field of environmental engineering and electrochemical engineering. I did my undergraduate degree in University Technology Malaysia way back in 1999, and then I further my PhD study in Newcastle University, UK in 2002. So I came back in 2006 and began my work with the Department of Chemical and Environmental Engineering, UPM.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Now, let's dive into our main discussion. First, could you explain what exactly are bioplastics and how do they differ from conventional plastic in terms of materials, production processes, and environmental impact?
Okay, so bioplastics is a type of plastic materials which are biodegradable and they are made from bioresources. So by bioresources, it means that they are made from plant-based materials, and this could be from cornstarch, from potato starch, from cellulose, which is extracted from the plant cell wall. And by biodegradable means they can decompose after a certain time. So what makes them differ from the conventional plastic? First is the raw material used for making the plastic itself. So for bioplastic, they are made from plant-based resources such as the cornstarch or potato starch. But for plastic, the conventional plastics, they are made from petroleum-based polymers. So that is one of the major difference. So in terms of biodegradability, the bioplastic will only take about 3 to 6 months to decompose. But compared to the conventional plastic, it will take about 20 years to 500 years or even 1,000 years for them to decompose. So these are the two main major difference between bioplastic and also plastic, the conventional plastics. So in terms of environmental pollution, so we are looking at the biodegradability of these two types of plastics. So as I said, the bioplastic will take lesser time to decompose or to degrade, but the conventional plastics will take longer time, and even that they will not be totally diminished from the environment. They will only break down into smaller pieces in which we call as microplastics. So this is one of the major concern with the conventional plastics.
That was a very clear explanation. Thank you. Now, every innovation comes with its own hurdles. Our next question is, what are the key challenges and limitations facing the bioplastic industry today, especially regarding scalability, cost, and potential environmental trade-offs?
I think one of the major issue in making bioplastic is the properties of the bioplastic itself. So one of the concern is regarding the strength of the bioplastic. They are actually quite brittle and they break easily. So there are several ways to overcome these issues, which I think we will discuss about this later. So that's one of the issue regarding the properties of the bioplastic itself. Another issue is regarding the cost of making the bioplastic and selling the bioplastic. So the cost of selling the bioplastic is triple the cost for selling the conventional plastic. For example, there was one recent study to compare between the cost of selling the plastics and the bioplastic. So for 100 cups of non-degradable drinking cup, they sell for about 50 ringgit to 70 ringgit for 100 cups. But for degradable bioplastics, they sell for about 170 to 270 ringgit. So there is a major gap between the cost of selling the plastics and the bioplastics. So I think those are the two major concerns with bioplastics and plastics.
That's definitely something important for us to consider. Looking towards the future, we are curious to know how can bioplastic be integrated into everyday products, and what role do consumers, businesses, and policy makers play in encouraging and accelerating their adoption?
Have you come across any bioplastic products in your daily life?
I think we rarely do.
Okay, you have never come across a biodegradable plastic cup? No.
I've never seen one.
You never seen one. Now, how do you differentiate between a bioplastic and plastic? If you see a cup, how do you know that this is a bioplastic and the other one is plastic? Do you know?
From the label itself?
Yes, there is a label. So usually bioplastic, they will be labeled with a green line, or if you look at the bottom, they will be labeled by the material they are made of. Okay, so that's how you differentiate between bioplastic and plastic. So coming back to the question, that is made from bioplastic is usually they use for packaging. So this include plastic containers, drinking cups, and they also use for daily life. For example, like utensils, toothbrush. So we can find this selling in supermarkets sometimes. Yeah. How do we play our part as a consumer? Yeah, so I think one of the important thing is to create awareness among people or consumers in Malaysia. Sebenarnya it's the perception. So people think that we need to replace plastic with bioplastic or some other materials, but that's not always the case. More importantly is to create awareness that we should stop littering. That's one of the things. So regardless whether you are using plastics or bioplastic, one of the major issue, environmental pollution, is littering. So we keep throwing things away anywhere. So that's not how it's supposed to be. Or instead of making new materials such as bioplastic, we can also substitute with other things, like maybe using paper materials kan? So if you go to shopping malls now, you have to pay 30 cents for plastic. Okay, so maybe we can replace this plastic with paper bags. Okay, or bring your own bring your own bags. So that's how we do it. So that's my concern is not on whether we should replace plastic with bioplastic, but instead what are the alternatives? Reduce the use of plastic, replace with some other materials which are less harmful to the environment, like the paper bags, or reuse some other bags. So that is more important than replacing it with bioplastic. So that's one concern. Another concern is regarding the littering. So there was this study conducted that when people see the label in bioplastic, because I asked you, do you know how do we label this bioplastic? So you say that you have this green line, or we look at the bottom of the product and you can see that they are labeled by bio-PE, bio-PET. So this all means bioplastic. Okay, so when they see this label, they think it is okay to throw it away because this is biodegradable, so let's just throw it away on the roadside because they will degrade anyway. So that's what they think. So the major issues is with littering. The second issue is with replacing the plastic use. So we have this roadmap. So the government has come up with a roadmap. Roadmap is called the roadmap for zero single-use plastic. So this roadmap it was started in 2018 up until 2030. So one of the plan in the roadmap is to adopt or adapt the use of bioplastics into the consumer, in the daily life. So that's one of the thing in the roadmap. Another plan in the roadmap is to ban the use of single-use plastic. Single-use, what does it mean by single-use plastic?
Everyday use.
Single-use plastic means
disposable.
Meaning you use plastic only one time and then you dispose off. So we don't want that to happen. So this has to be, we have to educate this, to stop the use of single-use plastic. But regarding the business though, so there was a study conducted, I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So they interviewed several manufacturers, bioplastic manufacturers. So under SIRIM, SIRIM ni dia ada eco label, they call it a SIRIM eco label. So this SIRIM eco label they have started in 2018. So until now there are about more than 20 companies or manufacturers of bioplastic that has registered with this SIRIM eco label. So they conducted this interview with them. So they asked them, what is the challenge? So they said the challenge is to obtain raw material. Okay, because the raw material is from plant-based materials. Kan, they are plant-based materials, so you can use corn, you can use potato. So you also understand that this corn and potato is our source of food. Okay, they are our source of food. So so they actually compete. Okay, so do you want to plant this corn and potato for food or for making bioplastics? Okay, so they are competing. So how to overcome this? They actually import the raw material from China. So this is one of the problem facing by the bioplastic manufacturer. So another issue is with the financial provider. So the financial provider like the banks, everything, they think that this industry is very fragile. So they don't want to invest. Okay, and this is different when you compare. So you get different treatment when you compare with some other bio-based products like biofuel. You have ever heard of biofuel? Kan? So this biofuel sometimes get special treatment. Okay, so they get the green incentive, the tax incentive, but it is different for bioplastic because this financial provider, they think that the market is very fragile, so they don't really want to invest. Okay, so what can the government do? Okay, so the government has to do something to ensure that we can continue making progress for bioplastics. Okay, so maybe stringent the regulations, maybe offer more incentive for these manufacturers. And do you know that annually how much of the plastic that we produce? Yes, million of tons, close to 400 million tons. And out of these 400 million tons, only 1% is bioplastic. Only 1%. So 400 million tons annually, but only 1% bioplastic. So we must think of how to increase the use of bioplastics in the daily life.
It's amazing to hear how different sectors can work together to make a difference. To even make it more relatable for our listeners, could you share a real-world example of bioplastics application that you have worked on personally?
Okay. I have actually obtained a copyright last year, 2024, for a module, and this module is for stem cell. Okay, and this is called a three-step bioplastic plant pots recipe. So it's a simple recipe where you can make plant pots using bioplastic material. So we add in some vinegar, with cornstarch, we put in some water, we add in glycerin to make it more flexible, to make it more flexible, and then we heat it up, and then we make pots, we make pots. So we bring these pots to several schools, so we show it to them how they can make their own pots. And these pots are actually biodegradable. So because they are biodegradable, I don't have it now to show you guys because they just disappear.
Okay, that's truly inspiring. Thank you for sharing the experience with us. Before we wrap up, we'd like to touch on one final concern. One of the biggest concerns surrounding bioplastics is their durability. Are there any ways to make bioplastics stronger while still maintaining their biodegradability?
Okay. One of the way to make this bioplastic stronger is by adding some fibers during the manufacturing process. So these fibers can be natural fibers or synthetic fibers. So synthetic fibers can be from carbon, for example. So you add it during the manufacturing process, and it will increase the strength of the. But one of the issues with synthetic fibers is that it will contribute to the non-biodegradability aspects of this bioplastic itself. Okay, so instead of becoming biodegradable, it can be semi-biodegradable because of the some materials that you put in during the manufacturing process. So instead of using synthetic fibers, you can also add in natural fibers. So these natural fibers can be from, for example, bamboo, or from some pulps can use them. So you can add in the natural fibers into this during the manufacturing process, so you increase the strength. Another way is to add in some components which we call as plasticizers. Okay, so these plasticizers will also make the bioplastic more flexible. Okay, but there has to be a good ratio between the starch, the plasticizer, and also the fiber that you add in, so that you can increase the strength. In some cases, they also increase the concentration of the starch, your raw material. They increase the concentration of the cellulose, for example. If you use cellulose for your raw material, you increase the concentration of these raw materials during the production process. You can also play around with some other parameters. For example, you need to heat up this solution, right? So you can also play around with the temperature you use during the manufacturing, maybe the duration, the curing process, what is the duration you use. You can also adjust the time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shafizat, for sharing your expertise with us today. We've learned a lot about the fascinating world of bioplastics and the important role they could play in building a more sustainable future.
That's right, Han. And to all our listeners, we hope today's session has given you new insights and sparked your curiosity about sustainable alternatives.
That's all from us today. Stay tuned for more exciting discussions coming up soon.
Assalamualaikum
And goodbye. In summary, bioplastics made from renewable source like starch are eco-friendly alternative to traditional plastics. However, they face challenges.
So, the first challenges is the environmental impact. Proper disposal is crucial. Without industrial composting, bioplastics may not degrade effectively, leading to pollution.
Secondly, cost and durability. Bioplastics can be 2 to 3 times more expensive and generally less durable than conventional plastics. Incorporating fibers during manufacturing can enhance strength.
And the last one is waste management and certifications. Reducing littering is essential. Government certification like Malaysia's SIRIM help ensure product quality.
To conclude, While bioplastics offer environmental benefits, addressing disposal methods, cost, durability, and regulation is vital for their effective use.
That's all from us. Thank you.
Bye!